If you're trying to get a sense of all the different clamps out there for woodworking and what each style is good for, then this video is for you. Stick around to the end and I'll show you a bonus type of clamp that not many people are even aware of. It was kind of fun to round up all the different clamps that I had laying around the shop. I had many on walls, many tucked away in drawers, and to just see what I had collected over the years. Only a few have I bought new myself. Many are gifts, and many I bought from used tool stores and yard sales. So now stick around as I move rapid fire through all these types of clamps and try to give you some key takeaways, let you know what they're good for, how pricey they are, stuff like that. Starting off with some of the smaller and more common clamps out there. First off, we have these spring clamps. These come in a bunch of different styles, different types of noses on them. Some are flatter and others kind of come to a point. Pretty basic though, it's just a spring with a handle on it, and different strengths are available. You can get really stiff springs that give you a lot of clamping pressure, but these aren't really known for accuracy, and you're gonna have to use a lot of them to get good pressure. Up next, we got these trigger clamps. They set really quickly. They have some quick mechanisms that just let you squeeze the handle to get clamping pressure, and then you can release them by using this little tab here to slide it down the bar. These come in a bunch of different bar lengths and thicknesses, but they are prone to sliding back down the bar. This can be a really nice tool to hold two pieces of wood together while you drive a fastener in. I wouldn't recommend them for precision glue-ups. Up next we have C-clamps, named for the overall shape of the clamp. These are really beefy clamps that give you a ton of clamping pressure, but you gotta be careful because they can mess your workpiece up by denting it. So it's good to use cauls or a sacrificial piece of wood in between the clamp pieces. They come in a variety of sizes, and you can find these usually on the cheap at used hardware stores, yard sales, places like that. Pretty common clamp. Next we have these F-style clamps. I don't own nearly enough of these. After using them, they're some of the most versatile clamps that I think you could get, and so I'm going to call them the best all-arounder. The screw mechanism, like the threaded rod to tighten these, makes it so that they're not going to slide back on you. And in addition to that, the slider along the bar gets caught in this knurling that's included on the bar. Basically the bar is textured so that that piece doesn't slide and gives you an extra little bit of security. So these are great for precision glue-ups. You could probably use them with success for cabinetry and for furniture making. Alright, up next we have pipe clamps, or pipe clamp in my case. I only have this one that I managed to find for a few dollars at a used hardware store, but at least I can demonstrate for you. This is a really affordable option if you want to get into panel glue-ups and cutting boards, because you can actually buy just these pipe clamp heads. They're available from different retailers, and you can get sections of threaded pipe at different lengths, and you can make your own pipe clamps essentially. So if you have no clamps and you're really looking to equip your workshop, you can do that with a little bit of DIY. You could get yourself set up for some serious batch building. Next we have these beefy clamps. These are called parallel bar clamps. They are an ideal tool for cutting boards and other wide panel style glue-ups. They provide a platform on which to establish the glue-up, and they have a ton of clamping pressure. They're going to help you keep everything nice and flat and all of the clamping pressure in the right direction. These are going to save you a ton of time with setup, and maybe even a lot of time on the planer, because all of your pieces are going to be flush to one side thanks to the nice flat platform you are starting the glue-up on. So they're not absolutely essential for cutting boards. You could definitely use pipe clamps, maybe even some other types of bar clamps, but if you're planning on selling cutting boards and trying to make a profit with anything similar to a cutting board for woodworking, you want to take your batch processing to the next level. I would definitely get one or a few pairs of these to start. They're super easy to use as well. You just slide the clamp head up and then get your final pressure by twisting the threaded rod, and they don't slide a single bit. I like to then take a pipe clamp up top and sort of even out the clamping pressure that way. My clamps are from Jorgensen, and they are, I can't complain at all about the quality. It's fantastic. They've served me really well. I know there are other clamps from different makes that are this style, Bessie clamps, and yeah, I just don't know if they're any good or not. I assume they are. So on the workbench I have all the clamps basically I think you could consider starting with. It really depends what direction you're going to take your woodworking in, but like for some general purposes I would consider everything on the bench here. These spring clamps are great to have around. I like them a lot for little stuff, like stuff that comes off the laser. You can get a lot of clamps like this on Amazon and at the big hardware stores for not a lot of money. So it's worth stocking up on some of those just to have some clamps, you know. Knowing what I know now, if I was just starting my small workshop and I was only going to get one type of clamp, it would definitely be this F-style clamp. Probably with shorter bars, maybe a couple with long bars like this one, but I'd probably pick up a handful in the 6-inch, maybe to 12-inch range, and I think that would get you really, really far. An honorable mention up on the table here is the pipe clamp. If you're starting a shop, yet again, it's definitely worth going the route of the DIY pipe clamp, I think. It could save you a ton of money and really give you a capacity to batch build. Making the step up in the investment in these parallel bar clamps, at least one set of them. It just makes things really, really quick. Alright, bonus clamp here. Bonus clamp idea is this band clamp that I picked up from Amazon. There are way nicer versions. This one was really inexpensive, like in the $15 range. Really good for picture frames if you plan on doing that, or mitered box glue-ups. You can see how these 4 corner pieces are just going to create a nice even clamping pressure and bring things into perfectly square. You simply pull the strap down, set the little release, which I don't do here, that little red lever, and then you get your final pressure by twisting the threaded rod. Pretty solid for the price. And the last thing to consider when it comes to clamping, and that's blue tape. You can actually get a decent amount of clamp pressure with blue tape just by stretching it. There's a bit of a stretch factor it's good to know about. Great for veneer work, though you probably want to step your game up and use veneer tape at some point. And we actually just used this in our last video to assemble some lanterns that were cut on the laser. If you have nice clean cuts and you really just need to hold things together while the glue dries, blue tape can be a really good option, especially if you don't own a lot of clamps and you want to build a batch of something small like these lanterns. So that's all for today. I hope you got something out of this and maybe have a little more clarity as far as what types of clamps to maybe do a little more research on, think about purchasing for your shop. Yeah, do me a favor and consider giving this video a like, and yeah, see you next time.